Back in Chicago, we take a look at our updated Universal Open Rocket League Midwest Regional Bracket presented by American Sail. 7C Runaway looking to continue their Cinderella run, and Planting Cargo 85 from right down the street in Naperville actually called the early upset. Take a listen.
I think we have a good chance, to be honest. I mean, we've beaten pro teams in ranked, pros in ranked. We've beaten Laz's teammates almost, I wouldn't say all the time, but we were beating them a good amount. And I think we have a good chance at pulling off some upsets and having a good chance at making it, to be honest.
Well, they certainly called it. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at our teams as well, as we're going to have Runaway up first today. So Runaway came through against Hype Gaming in the quarterfinals. They upset the second seed. They played a very solid game throughout the entire way. And we're going to see if they can keep that rolling here into the semifinals. Don't forget, they find themselves just one stop away, just one match win away from the grand finals in Santa Ana later this month. Of course, the team is Laz, as we have right there. Daniel comes from Racine, Wisconsin. He also plays for Nexus Gaming, and we also have Planting Cargo 85. You just saw in the interview there. He is, of course, the local from Naperville. And we're going to take a look at our next team as well, Team Splyce, who our analysts obviously predicted to make it all the way to the grand finals in Santa Ana, but they had a bit of a bumpy road in their quarterfinals just a second ago. So Pluto playing for Team Splyce, as you could say, 21-year-old from Indiana, won the first Chicago Rocket League 2v2 LAN back in January of this year. He's playing with Karma, of course, Jamie Bickford. She used to be a former Hearthstone pro, and the players are not wasting any time, ladies and gentlemen. We're already getting into the game. Take it away, Quinn.
You want us to get in the game? We'll get in the game. Here you go. It's about as fast as it can possibly happen.
And we didn't have enough time to cover some juicy gossip earlier, but it's become aware that Pluto and Laz, both here on opposite teams, playing against each other right now. About a month before the qualifier, we're planning to team on with each other. I don't know what happened. I'm guessing Pluto and Karma maybe swooping in and poaching Pluto away from the team, and now they face against each other. You know that this isn't just the money that's on the line.
We'll see who is able to get the victory in this, what you were describing as a grudge match. Pluto versus Laz. Karma seeded to send this one through. Pluto with an opportunity to bump onto Laz in net. What a play. Beautiful bumping by Karma.
It wasn't one bump, it was two. The first bump, putting the player out of position, but he was still able to make that save. He was right there and just bulldozing Laz out of the way. I think Karma made the right decision picking up Pluto.
The first touch, and she bumps him, it's basically Laz is right in front of the ball now. She basically positioned him for the save, but then she bumps him again.
One more.
And successfully gets out of the way, which is a critical thing in that sort of situation where you could easily end up blocking it yourself. But doesn't happen here. They get that one through. Splyce is up by one early here in game number 1. And again, best of 5s in the semifinals. Gotta win 3 to move forward. Karma seeded to try and move this one around. Pluto will slow this one down in the corner, and Laz just tackles outright. One of the things about teaming with people, so you generally do kind of know what they will do in specific situations. Laz with the read there on Pluto. He'll move this one across the field. He'll be looking for Karma in the middle. See if he can clear this one across. Goes to the long distance of the field. See if he can just bait both defenders into the corner at this point. There wasn't a good shot opportunity yet.
Oh, this could be dangerous. Oh, and Planting Cargo goes for the demo on Karma. If he had gotten that, that would have been a successful goal on the counterattack for Laz and co.
Did not put that one through. Oh, but Laz right in front of the net, drops it, doesn't go in. Oh, they able to put that one through. Both players baited into the corner, and Laz gets the play.
Right, a great pass here from Planting Cargo, and Laz with a great touch there. Unfortunately, I think Karma would have been more successful if she was the second person to touch the ball there. We talk about 50-50s, and to be successful, you need to identify who's the favorable person in the 50-50. It's definitely Planting Cargo there, as Karma's on her own net. Oh, what a save.
Planting Cargo sending that one away just after they've tied up the game at 1 apiece. We'll see if Splyce is able to put this one through. You talked earlier about teams who are maybe playing lackluster when they go up against a team that forces them to play better. They just are able to
rise to the challenge.
Just rise to the challenge very well, and I think we're seeing Runaway definitely doing that here. There was a lot of mistakes in their game earlier against Hype Gaming, but right now taking it toe-to-toe with Splyce So they've got the ball in the blue. Karma's going to move this one out. Pluto's moving out in support, watching for an opportunity. Takes a shot towards the net, and Laz gets there. Karma gets demoed, which actually works out in her favor, as she will spawn back on the heavy defense, and Pluto can just move up and contest.
Yeah, what looks like a great opportunity for a goal for both teams there, just kind of fizzling and being neutralized effectively by both teams.
Goes into the corner. Karma to dribble this one down. Take it across her own net. Through the air, feather in the boost to carry it as far as possible. Drops in front of Pluto and then blocks his clear. And then he whips in the midfield too.
And planting Cargo with a little too much respect there for Pluto, just leaves the ball wide open.
They'll drop into the orange box after just kind of a comedy of errors here. Planting Cargo rotates in the wrong direction. Pluto is too far in the back. I was hoping to see him come screaming in to put it in. At this point, 1:30 left to go in game number 1, and they're all tied up at 1 apiece still.
And Pluto, a former teammate of mine, I can speak a little bit to his abilities and play style here. He's a very defensive player. He will gladly give up offensive, risky opportunities if it means he can be sure on a defensive one. He does not like to take too many risks, and so you'll often see Karma as the one who's...
Ooh, she got that touch. Look at him go as they take the lead.
You'll see Karma who's the one coming in to score these goals, because it takes Pluto to be the one to set it up for there to be somebody to follow up, if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. With 1:08 left to go. Splyce now has the lead. Can they hold on to this? They had the lead earlier too. And then Laz and Cargo happened to him. Laz has been making great plays all day long. Pluto trying to drop that one in at the tightest of angles. It goes away. Karma to try and shoot that one over the top of Cargo. Karma and Cargo. Very similar names. 40 seconds remaining, still the 1-goal lead for Splyce and Cargo. Slowing this one down. Waiting for support from Laz. Gets it underneath one, but Pluto's there. Sends it away. Pluto now on the wall. Touches over the top of Laz, and this is great for Splyce, just buying time off the clock. Take as long as you can to get down the field and then buy as much time when you're on defense. Pluto with a shot off the ceiling, trying to Tarzan swing that one in.
Tarzan swing that one on in.
Yep.
I've heard that one before, wait.
I've heard people call the ceiling shots a Tarzan swing. But with 6 seconds left, they're both retreating right now. Pluto's just got all the ball control in the world. And I'm not really sure if that was the right decision here. We'll see if they can put this one through, but at this point, I think it's actually a better chance they're gonna put it in their own goal right now. Last into the corner. Pluto and Karma just looking to kill it. Haven't touched the ground there, it'll go. And Splyce takes game number 1 of our second semifinals.
Right, I agree with you there at the end. They definitely needed to put on the pressure a little bit more, and I think from what seemed to be a very solid game from Runaway, for most part of the match, I felt that once they lost the lead, they just didn't do a good enough job at trying to fight for it back.
Did it feel like they were being a little bit too differential to Splyce? Like, it felt a lot of times there were opportunities where Runaway was like, oh, they're going to make something happen here. I'm going to wait back. I'm not going to pressure. I'm not going to contest the ball. And it seems like they gave up a lot of opportunities that way.
Right, I would totally agree with you there. We saw a couple I mentioned earlier with Pluto. We saw Cargo just run away from the guy, just expecting him to touch the ball, even though he had the advantage in terms of winning the ball. It's just a little too much respect for your opponents, negatively affecting the match and taking the lead.
Well, I feel like maybe it's not even as much too much respect for Splyce. It is just not enough confidence in yourself that you could easily go for the 50-50 and contest. Like, yeah, Pluto and Karma, these are big names in the community, but they're still just an octane on the field, just like you. You can easily win that 50-50 as much as they can if you play correctly. I think a bit more confidence from Runaway could easily see these games going differently, because Splyce is definitely making some mistakes they can punish right now.
Right, I would totally agree. There's been a couple opportunities. In particular, we look at Splyce and we see just mismatched rotations, if you will. We see Pluto and Karma just not quite on the same page and oftentimes overlapping each other. And we saw even earlier in the day, double committing for a lot of saves.
We will see how game number 2 goes here. Splyce takes game number 1, but Runaway definitely knocking at the door the entire time. Laz with an opportunity to shot towards the net. Karma will block it away, and Planting Cargo will fall all the way back. Good read to send it back into the middle. Laz takes another shot down the field, going for the kind of the long, fast shots right now, which are good for putting on aggression, but usually not that difficult to block here, especially for players at the caliber of Pluto. He'll pass to Karma. She'll take the shot downfield. It'll go upper 90. Beautiful play in the midfield.
Karma? What? Look at this shot here. A great pass from Pluto. And Karma, I mean, just what a bullet there into the top corner. I mean, if any shot's unsavable, I have to say it's that one.
Puts that one in. Puts Splyce on her back once more. And they've got the lead here in game number 2.
And we look at how easily it was there for Pluto with not even the strongest pass there to Karma, but just how much lateral play can benefit 2v2 or the 2v2 play style. I mean, you really want to just create power shots from distance so you don't overcommit as far as positioning on the field. And we saw that just happen here. Hopefully we'll see more of the same from both teams.
Yeah, no, it's really good to see it, especially from Splyce, who we saw in their first series of the day being basically relying on the clutch 1v1 skills or the clutch just solo plays. So to see them making those pass plays in the midfield is great to see here from our kind of runner-up favorites, the team we expect to be in the finals against DAPG. One of these teams does move in to the finals. Laz taking a shot towards the net, and Karma with the block. Laz back over the top, and Karma with the block again on the follow-up from Planting Cargo. They'll keep it at 1-0 here.
Wow, very creative from Karma there to get just far enough underneath it to hit it behind her. They didn't expect that. She was able to buy enough space in a place where she looked like she had none.
Pluto moving this one upfield. Pinches off of Laz. 50-50 goes in his favor. It's in front of the net again, but can he put this one through? This time he'll get the angle. The quick transition here gives us another tie game.
Look how fast Laz goes up for this. It looks like this ball could easily go up the wall, but he predicts it coming out and predicts it perfectly nonetheless. A great play there from Laz, going to keep his team in the game.
They will stay alive here, tying it up in game number 2, looking to bounce back after dropping game number 1. They'd love to tie up the series at a game apiece. It's a best of 5. Got to win 3 to move into the finals. Karma coming off the wall towards the net. Laz should have the space. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have anything to put that one away, and Karma will get the lead right back to Splyce.
Unfortunately, not enough speed before he went up for the ball, and you'll see he just can't get behind the ball. Instead, he pushes it too far forward into his own goal. It's just the smallest mechanical error, but a great play there from Pluto and Karma.
3:03 left to go. Laz now down the pitch. Out and around. Both Karma and Pluto moved up for that one. Laz was able to kind of bring them in, but they get the clears and the touches in the corner. Pluto hangs in the midfield, Planting Cargo, slams that one back into the wall, and then wins the 50-50, or gets the kind of basically second touch over the top of Karma. Pluto with a complete outright whiff. Planting Cargo now in position to take it to the net. It's in the box, and Pluto will clear it away. Laz knew he wouldn't get there in time, so he hangs back to play for the extended offensive instead of the last kind of ditch attempt to slam it in. But Pluto now will be able to carry this one around, drop it in front of the box, pinch it high, and then put it back in front of Planting Cargo, who carries it away. Still the 1-goal lead for Splyce as we're past halftime.
Yeah, it's a good job there on the 50-50 game there from Pluto. Really kind of slowing down the transition from offense to defense. That's another big part of 50-50s that we've seen make a lot of these teams like Splyce or DAPG be so successful on their way up through the bracket. It's just they fight for those 50-50s, they set up 50-50s, and they often give the opportunity for the other team to just kind of get baited into 50-50s.
Pluto to cross this one. Steals the boost, gets the demolition on a Planting Cargo, and Laz will move it upfield. Knowing his teammates spawning behind him, Laz has just lots of freedom to be aggressive here, but he has to get back at some point. Now Planting Cargo in a sticky situation, a 1v1 with Karma. He'll be able to play it away, barely makes the save, but he just had to react quickly enough, and he does.
Right. A really creative mind game there from Karma. She's actually pumping her boost. The audio feedback there for the defender. He's thinking that she's going in, and then she hits the brakes, and then the boost happens again, and she hits the brakes. It's something that really tricks a lot of players, and something that she hasn't shown yet. It's been one of her cards up her sleeve. Didn't work out this time.
Laz drops this one in front of Planting Cargo, but he flips. Feels backflip, man. And with the final minute of game 2, upon Runaway here. Playing Cargo has to be able to make the shot. The play from Pluto, plays it away. Can he get back in time? No, Laz will get it there. Bring out both defenders again, and we've got a tie game.
An error here from Planning Cargo on the flick, but a bigger error from Pluto, who hits the ball sideways instead of pushing it towards his own corner. That's what he intended for. Unfortunately, he didn't line up his car for that. The execution wrong, and that's just going to set the ball up on a platter for Laz and his teammates.
So do you think it was more on Pluto in that situation, or Karma going to the corner?
No, I think that was on Pluto in that situation. He needs to push the ball into a better spot. It's so difficult for Karma there to be able to get a touch on the ball, right? Pluto's the one in control. He had the time to make a better touch. It was just a slight error, unfortunately, for him.
Yeah, I think she was expecting him to play it into the corner. That's why she went there. And oh dear, another opportunity here for Runaway. Get away from that one, but Karma and Pluto now down or tied up here after having the lead. Pitches high, Laz falls back, realizing Karma would have the touch first, plays it over to the side. We might have overtime again. We've had it a few times today. Planning Cargo, though, he wants to see if he can do it in regulation. He has the ball in the blue. It will touch the ground. We will have overtime again here in game 2. Karma plays it over the side. This is kind of the same thing we saw him going for a second ago. He's going to try and carry this one all the way through over the side. He likes to go for those air dribbles. It has yet to work out for him yet today.
Right, air dribbles from that side angle, I'm not the biggest fan of because you're using a lot of boost, and it can be very difficult to actually get behind the ball and win a 50-50 off of your air dribble, which is imperative.
Laz to set this one across. Planning Cargo realizing there wasn't a shot opportunity. He'll put it back into the box, but Pluto takes this one away. Where's Karma? She'll move upfield quickly. Possibility of a breakaway. It goes wide. Yes, it does. And now Pluto in with the follow-up.
Double touch.
Tries to drop it down. Karma's into pressure it, and it bounces around and out. Laz gets just the most luckiest of touches to send it away, and we'll stay tied.
That was a reflex. He flipped for that. That was the fastest reflexes I've ever seen.
I think it bounced off too many people for it to be intentional, but I'll give it to him at this point if you believe Karma's trying to put it through again.
If he hadn't flipped, I wouldn't have believed it.
I'll give you that. Tied up at 2 apiece. Next goal wins the game. And Laz up. Karma will play that one away. Pluto to move it back downfield. And now Karma playing the patient game. Drops it in front of the goal. Laz will clear it away as Pluto wasn't there to finish it off. Was hoping it would just sneak under the crossbar. It doesn't go in. You see them wrapping this one around in the corner. Karma waits in net. Now moving out as Pluto has ball control. Tries to bait in Cargo, but it wasn't one to be baited, and now across the net.
Pluto almost not baiting in Planting Cargo, but baiting in his teammate who thought he was going to be successful. And we saw Karma actually moving out of position there. A lesson for you viewers at home. Take your time, boys.
Pluto picks this one up in the midfield. Try to pick up that boost, but didn't get it. Now Laz actually has ball control. Pluto will play it over to the side. Save your medal for the veteran player. And now a bump in net. Laz misses there. About the best opportunity they've had in this overtime. 2 minutes already gone in this overtime, halfway to a second game. And the best opportunity that we've seen from Splyce yet. Defense all amuck. Does it go in? It does. Pluto finds a way around the post, puts it through, and that's 2 games now for Splyce.
Right, a little bit unfortunate here for Laz and Planting Cargo, and a great angle there from Pluto. He actually backflips to be able to make sure that the ball cuts all the way across and doesn't get hit by the post there. Great placement.
Well, these guys play much more like a team than we saw in their first series of the day, making use of each other, waiting for opportunities to strike, and getting the victory here. Now, with 2 victories in a row, they take the next one, they will sweep Runaway.
Yeah, honestly, I feel that Runaway is getting plenty of shots. Like, what, more shots, I actually think? Yeah, 10-9 over Splyce at the moment, so they're putting pressure on the goal. They're getting opportunities up there, but they're just not able to convert. Is it something where is Karma just playing too good a defense and she's able to break up the opportunities? Or are we looking at Runaway just, for some reason, unable to execute themselves?
Well, you do see the 10 shots from Runaway you're talking about, but there were 7 saves, 4 from Karma and 3 from Pluto, both being monsters on defense, shutting down the efforts from Runaway and then making it work on their own side of the offense.
Right, there have been actually a few really fortunate 50-50s in terms of defense on the side of Splyce. There were a couple moments where I didn't know how they were going to be able to save the ball. There was one moment in particular where Karma just making 2 saves back-to-back with the ball right above her, and with both of the opposing team trying to challenge her. It was creative, and she bought a lot of time.
She blocked Laz, and then she blocked Cargo.
Yeah.
Like, she has to read 2 different people at the same time. It was crazy.
It's like, it was awesome from Karma, but I'm not sure how they weren't able to convert that situation.
Okay, so this is 2 games now, though, where it feels like that Runaway has tried to capitalize on mistakes, and Splyce just isn't making enough. What do they have to do to force their opportunities now?
Man, baiting a player out and then taking advantage of it right now. I think most of the chances they've had a lot of good opportunities on defense, but both players have been rotating well. Both Karma and Pluto have been in net like every time, it feels like. Especially with Karma. Getting Karma out of net would be helpful, but then you got to deal with Pluto. I don't even know what you do at this point. What do you think, Win?
Right, I think one of the bigger things is they need to take better shots. Their shots right now, we saw a huge amount of shots, and we also see a lot of saves, but in terms of effectiveness, really nothing lethal there coming from those shots. We need to see them kind of set things up before. We saw Planning Cargo earlier in the go for a lot more dribbles. He was a little less successful, and he just stopped going for him.
Yep.
And I think he needs to kind of regain that confidence and realize that's a huge part of your game, especially as a Batmobile, a car that has very good flicks for clearing the ball and just can generate a lot of power in a small amount of space. It's important that they utilize that.
Yeah, taking better shots always a good way to win more in Rocket League. But,
okay, I didn't simplify it that much.
No, I mean, it's probably true about most of the things we say, to be completely honest, but it's also probably the most difficult thing to just improve all of a sudden in the middle of a game. You know? But there we go. Talk about better shots. This 0 angles from Planting Cargo.
Just
don't
gotta
get the
listen
lead.
to me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. No, but really, what a shot here. It's crazy that he even went for that, but recognizing Karma on the backboard, there's little Karma can do to counter a shot there, so it was good to spot the opportunity there from Cargo to punish that backboard defense. We've talked about it, not so much today, more so at other regionals. Defending the backboard, it's important.
Oh, Laz finds one with both defenders out. There we talked about the other side of things. Baiting out the defense, get them out of goal, make them make mistakes. 2-goal lead now for Runaway.
And hopefully they're able to keep transitioning this and maintain that lead, something we haven't really seen so well from them all throughout the day.
Now 3:49 left to go. The kill and the cheat here. Can Planting Cargo put it through? No, Karma will read that one. She's seen that one before. She knows how that movie ends. Pluto will try to play this one away. Karma hangs back in her own corner, watching Planting Cargo. Shot goes very high. Now out into the middle. Pluto with the fakes past Laz. Can he set this one out for Cargo? It pinches in the completely wrong direction. It is not at all what he was going for.
It happens, Pluto.
And Planting Cargo now, the pass towards Laz. Pluto with the interception, takes a shot towards the net, and Laz gets back just in time to make it and clear it away. Realizing he wasn't going to be connected to that pass, just falls back on defense.
Yeah, great shot, but honestly, a better save there from Laz.
Which is that is the kind of Rocket League I want to see. I want to see great shots blocked by better saves. That is, you don't get any better.
Then you don't get any goals.
Yeah, I mean, but that's cool though, you know.
What?
I mean,
0-0 is not cool. It could be in overtime for the rest of your life. The game will never end.
At the very end of the game, we can have the greatest shot. Okay?
I'll tolerate that.
That sounds like a plan. Planting Cargo over to the side. Karma in the corner, pass 2 in front of the net, but Pluto's in the back.
Again, I mentioned earlier Pluto's defensive habits.
Yes.
That's one of those missed opportunities, and in 2v2, you almost kind of prefer that trade-off to be safer as opposed to risky, just because it's so easy to get goals scored on you from nothing. We've seen that all day today, really.
That is very, very common with how wide the field is. Now Karma and Pluto. Pluto's still in the back, but moving up a bit here as Karma's trying to create an opportunity. Cargo plays to the side. Pluto has a good one here to play to Karma. Can she get the redirect? She does in front of the net. Backwards doesn't matter, and they're on the board.
Great play. We saw Laz here bullying Karma, and he never quite gets settled on defense as a result. And Pluto, I thought that he completely whiffed his opportunity to put that in the net. Instead, he pushes that directly towards Karma, coming out of net. An incredibly difficult angle to hit, but she opts for the lofted ball and finds success.
Oh, what a shot from Karma. The backflip in front of the net. Oh, dear. And Laz says, hey, that was a nice goal you got there. You're still down by 2, though.
Yeah, Karma's going to be biting herself for this one. Good control there from Laz, and actually Pluto there, if you recognize, just chasing Laz a little bit too much. If he had just turned around 180 and booked it back to goal, there is a big opportunity he would have been able to stop that goal.
Now Karma and Pluto, they go for the flick and cheat, and it works out for him, putting it in. 1-goal game. Man, these guys just playing smart right now.
Right.
On both sides of the ball.
Just so many of these kickoff goals, honestly, and interestingly enough, we just saw the exact same opportunity happen. We saw a cheat there where Planning Cargo had the opportunity against Karma but was unsuccessful, but we see Karma and Pluto successful on the other side of things.
It works out for them here. Planning Cargo looking to set up Laz in the mid. Doesn't bounce out far enough for Laz, but both players there right on top of each other for Splyce. Laz sees the opportunity to strike and moves the ball upfield. Karma will get that one away, and Pluto's now decent ways away in the back, picking up boost. They'll continue to try and move this out. Planning Cargo to Laz. The hood-to-hood pass goes a bit high. Laz gets demoed. That means that all of Runaway is back on defense. They'll be able to move that one up. Laz to run to Cargo.
Actually drawing both defenders there up for that save.
Laz can't get it through Pluto here as it was very high and lofted. Pluto to try and back pass to Karma, but it just rolls up the wall. Now Karma just turns, playing just a pit maneuver on planting. Karma now through the air. 52 seconds remaining. They're down by 1.
And actually with a lot of time there, Karma rushing that opportunity, giving up one of her last chances with not much of the game left to go.
And I feel like I've lost sight of the entire series here, because Planning Cargo and company, the Runaways here, they have to win 3 straight if they want to take the victory, if they want to move into the semifinals. Splyce winning the first 2 games, every single game right here would eliminate Runaway.
Oh, and the give and go between Pluto and Karma not coming off. I think Pluto was out of boost there, unable to get a good touch. You see the pressure here from Laz and Cargo.
Laz plays over the side, but Karma's following toe-to-toe. Wraps it back around. Pluto's got ball control onto the backboard. Karma falls back a bit. They're playing for overtime at this point to try and put it in. But then the long shot from Planning Cargo. Pluto blocks it away, but this is going to be it as Laz lets it touch. Runaway on the brink of elimination. Comes back and wins game number 3. We'll move into game 4.
Right, and what an anomaly for a game. I mean, this last one, we look at the shots. We see 7-5 here favoring Runaway, but we see 4 shots to 3 for Splyce, indicating that Splyce taking less shots and also saving more balls, but still unable to make anything happen throughout that match. I mean, I feel like a lot of those goals not really earned from either side.
Yeah, it really did feel like Splyce just had some meltdown on defense. At least 2 of these 3 goals, complete just defensive whiffs.
Well, right in the very middle of the game, right around halftime, we had those 3 super cheap goals back-to-back. You had one that just kind of squeaked in, then a cheap goal off the kickoff, and it just kind of felt dirty. This wasn't like the first 2 games where, although it was 2 Splyce wins, we obviously had 2 very close games, very high-level Rocket League. They were playing very evenly matched. And this one, maybe it wasn't all that, far apart in terms of score, but it felt sloppier, right?
Yeah. It certainly, I don't know, Runaway taking advantage of more opportunities, just seeing, oh, you're just going to give us the ball right in front of the net. Thanks, appreciate it. And they'll go and they'll score that one through. So.
Yeah, it was just so odd to see what seemed to be like both teams really solidifying as far as defense goes and maintaining possession of the ball. And there was a lot of great interference play, but none of it really led to goals. It was mostly just unforced errors time and time again. And that happens. I mean, we talked again about the pressure that comes through. We even heard Garrett G and Karma and others mentioning that, we're in a stage, we're on a spot where we're not used to. We're out of our element. We're going to be making mistakes that we don't normally make.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Okay, so we are about to head over to TV here in just a couple of minutes, but of course we still have a little bit more semifinal action to go. It is currently 2-1 in favor of Splyce right now. We're going to give you guys a quick updated view of the bracket as well before we head to break. As you guys can see, DapG has already advanced past Enix into the finals 3-1, and we are waiting right now to see who is going to advance into the finals to face them, whether it's going to be Splyce or Runaway. Of course, Splyce took games 1 and 2, but Runaway Runaway just took that last game before we're headed to break, and we'll see if they can tie things up or if it's going to be Splyce that just walks away with things here in just a bit. So before we go to break, we got about 30 seconds left. Quick predictions. Does Splyce take it right here, or does Runaway force a game 5?
I think that you give them this little break here. They'll recollect their wits. They won't be making the same defensive mistakes we saw in game 3, and they do it in 4.
Right, I think Splyce here is going to come back after this tiny little break, say, hey, you know what? We can do this. We made a few really weird errors, but it's not happening next time.
Okay, all right, guys. Well, we are going to head to a quick little break. When we get back, we are going to be live on CSN Chicago, and we are going to wrap up the second semifinal here of the Universal Open Rocket League Tournament at the Midwest Regional. We'll see you later.
Start raving. I've got a lonely soul. You could be saving. We're trying to die, running out of time. I just wanna be with you till the day I die. We're trying to die, running out of time. I just wanna be with you. I just wanna be with you. Wide open, wide open, wide open. Why don't you bring me someone new? Bring me someone new. Wide open, wide open, wide open, wide open. Why don't you bring me someone new? Bring me someone new. The missing piece, I'm having trouble finding. The pressure's building up, waiting for my diamond. I really need to be seen by your eyes. I really need to feel you by my side. Rivers running dry, running out of time. I just wanna be with you.
I would say it's soccer with cars.
Can Jelly do this dribble here? He puts it past.
It's a whole different kind of game from anything else.
Everything is perfect about it.
Rocket League's really easy to watch.
The pass to Granovi, the shot, the buzzer beater.
It's a lot of fun to play.
Just like NASCAR, Dad. Turn left. Yeah, he's got it. Yes!
I call it exciting.
Oh, no. Oh, no. It goes in.
Definitely it's bordering on a revolution.
The esports phenomenon Rocket League.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Universal Open Rocket League Midwest Regional Championship from our CSN studios in downtown Chicago. I'm your host, Kevin Naki, joined by the casters for today's Rocket League action, Wade Punk and Quinn Lobdell. We want to give you guys a quick update on the brackets for this Midwest Regional. As you can see, we're getting into the finals. We know our first finalist is going to be Dapchi, who just recently defeated Enix, and right now we are in progress for our second semifinal. It is Splyce versus Runaway right now. As you guys can see, there's Dapchi waiting their opponents in the finals right now, and we can't wait to see how the second semifinal is going to end up here in just a second. For those of you who are not as familiar with Rocket League, the rules are simple. Teams of 2 are going to face off in 5-minute games. Teams with the most goals win. Now, we are ready to move here into the games in just a moment, and I can't wait to see game number 3 or 4 of the semifinals. We're ready to go right now.
It's been pretty crazy. We join you here just seconds into game number 4. Games 1 and 2 went in favor of Splyce, but then Runaway made a comeback in game 3 and are looking to see if they can pull off the reverse sweep. It would be monumental if they were able to do it over the favorites, Splyce here. You know, that break, we talked about it a little bit before the TV people joined us. We think that Splyce probably going to recollected themselves. They have a really good chance of putting it away here in Game 4.
Right, they're such a strong team when it comes to decision-making and mechanical skill, the ability to score great goals, and it feels like they had that opportunity last game. Unfortunately, a few too many defensive errors, which we haven't seen in a very long time from Splyce, got the better of them.
Got the better of them there, but here they are on the offense. It feels like they've been on the offense the entirety of Game 4 so far. The first minute's going to come and go with nobody scoring. But Splyce with lots of opportunities, winning out all the 50-50s here. This one's going to wrap around nice and pretty in front of the net. Planning Cargo will play it over to the side, and Laz will try to pick it up. It is Splyce in the blue, Runaway in the orange. Pluto and Karma versus Planning Cargo and Laz.
Some good interference there from Laz and Planning Cargo. We see them really not trying to give any space whatsoever to Pluto and Karma, and with how much Pluto and Karma oftentimes like to split up with one player pushing the aggression and Pluto oftentimes opting to stay on defense, I'm wondering if that's going to pay off for them.
Laz plays that one over to the side as Karma took a shot from the midfield. Now Pluto with an opportunity in front of the net. Planning Cargo plays it away. Pluto will put it back into the corner. Massive amounts of aggression right now. Demolition onto Pluto will relieve some space, or relieve some pressure, give some space over here to the Runaway to try and finishes off, but Cargo with a difficult angle to hit. He won't find that one. Pluto has the opportunity. If Karma can just get it up to him for the breakaway, they took their time. Laz will rotate.
Yeah, it looked like Planning Cargo got that boost there at the end, which is going to limit Karma's ability to get the ball to her teammate. The aspect of boost control is so important in 2v2 play.
This is a best of 5. First one to win 3 games. Moves in to the finals here for our Chicago Regional. And Karma with a shot at the midfield puts that one in. That puts them within the reach, within the grasp of that finals.
Right, so simple but so effective. I actually don't like Pluto's decision here to put the ball into the air. It makes it so much more difficult for Karma, as you can see. But Karma with a wonderful shot there off the pass just underneath the crossbar. That's so difficult for Planning Cargo to save.
And this is a single elimination bracket. A loss in any series knocks you out of the tournament altogether. Right now, Runaway trying to stay alive. Planning Cargo, that'll do it. That'll help him out. They tie up the game as he finds the ball right in between both the Splyce players.
And I mentioned earlier how Pluto and Karma oftentimes like to split up on offense and defense, and that transition period is where you find the mistakes, and Planning Cargo finding them right in the middle. I mean, it's just the seamlessness transitions won't exist when you don't have both players on the same page.
The underdogs have tied it up. They need 2 wins in a row to knock out Splyce. That first goal will definitely help. Pluto to lock this one high. Laz goes for the read on the wall first. Karma looking for the spider block. We'll send that one away off the back wall. And now dribbling this one out. Just Planning Cargo to deal with right now as Laz is on the retreat. He punts it high, but Pluto gets airborne. Can he drop this one in and get a double touch off the backboard? Tries to drop it through. Bowls out both defenders, but Karma's already in the back. She has to rotate. She has to respect Runaway. Beat them in game number 3. And now Planning Cargo's going to be able to get that one away. The Runaway dodges a bullet.
Right, what a close opportunity there, but I think Karma made the right decision to go back. It's so dangerous there, and there's no reason to give up a goal due to risk when you have the series lead. Just take your time, and I'm glad Karma did that.
Planning Cargo lofts that one up nice and soft, and Laz is not able to get it away. Karma puts it in, and Splyce has the lead.
Right, Planning Cargo with a little bit too much of a bounce and worrying, the pressure getting to him. There was nobody there to challenge him, and unfortunately, he tried to go for a flick. I'm not sure if he misread the flick or just was freaking out. He gave the ball right away to Karma with a great interception.
Karma on the kickoff. A fake kickoff there from the Runaway, trying to immediately gain ball control, but unable to do much with it. With 1:25 left to go, down by 1. These games have been so even, so back and forth. The largest score margin actually coming in the last game when Runaways took it. Kept themselves alive.
They did, really. I mean, on their last legs, we mentioned earlier, single elimination bracket. This is Planning Cargo and Laz, the Runaways' last chance at staying in this tournament. The next person, or the winner of this match, excuse me, is going to be moving on into the grand finals.
Karma on the wall. Pluto in the midfield. Last minute of game number 4 upon us. And the lead for the series, and now even a stronger lead in the games. Karma just found their way through the defense here and gives us a 2-goal score margin.
And it's looking more and more likely by the second that Karma and Pluto are going to be moving on here. Karma just taking her time and kind of baiting in the other team into pressuring her, opening that goal wide up. Great job at creating space for Pluto.
45 seconds left here. Karma to carry this one through. Pluto now. All he's got to do is just keep this ball in the orange. Just keep this ball away from his net. Do not allow Runaway to score. And they will be able to move into the finals to face off against DAPG.
And we talk about how at the very end, one of the worst ways you can invite pressure is just by playing too much defense. We need Laz and playing cargo to make something happen.
They have to be able to get this out of their half. They only have 13 seconds left to work with, and they're down by 2. If they were only down by 1, they can play after the clock hits 0. They can play as long as the ball stays in the air. But as this final countdown happens, that touch, it looks like Carmen maybe didn't touch it on purpose, but no, she doesn't touch it. It falls to the ground. It touches, and as the clock hits 0, Splyce moves into our finals.
There we have it. So Splyce ends up advancing into the finals, took a game into our TV time, of course, but, you know, congratulations to them. And so we have it. Looks like they're going to go on to face DAPG now. Both these teams have qualified for the grand finals, though, in Santa Ana. So let's go ahead and take a look at the brackets as well. There we have it. We know the finals. They are set. It is going to be DAPG versus Splyce. Of course, DAPG and Splyce have now both qualified for the grand finals in Santa Ana, but we still have to determine which of these teams is going as the #1 seed and which is going as the #2 seed from the Midwest Regional. And of course, we got to crown our Lexus player of the match from the previous match, and it is none other than Karma once again. So she carries the team on her back. She has some very good performances, some incredible defensive points too. I mean, double blocks and net, crazy stuff. Talk about Karma.
Yeah, she's been the Lexus player of the match 2 matches in a row for them now, moving them all the way into the finals. And the shots that she's been hitting have been absolutely beautiful. Pluto's been setting it up and just letting her shine.
Yeah, really, Pluto kind of playing that more supportive role on defense, letting Karma just run the offense, and Pluto come up whenever he feels comfortable. Pluto, primarily a defensive player, he lets Karma be the star that team needs, and oh boy, is she the star.
That's right. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, these games are live, so thank you very much to everyone who has been tuning in, of course, and catching us at the end of the semifinals. But we have got the finals that are coming up here in just a second, so we want to rejoin everyone, especially those who are joining us on CSN Chicago for the first time right now. I'm your host, Kevin Naki, and our 2 casters who have joined us today are, of course, Mr. Wavepunk and Quinn Lobdell. So first off, guys, we're on TV again for Rocket League. How's it feeling? How are you doing today?
It's pretty crazy. It's been a lot of fun to be here. These have been some fantastic games. You saw the bracket earlier. There's only been 1 sweep all day, and I really don't think we're going to get another one in the finals. It's been some great Rocket League.
Yeah, especially as Universal Open moves forward. We've just seen better and better series. I'm so excited for our final and for also San Francisco tomorrow as well.
That's right. We still got a regional coming up after this before our grand finals at the end of the month. But right now, both DAPG and Splyce know they'll be heading to the Universal Open Rocket League Grand Finals, but the Midwest Regional title is still on the line. The 5-match championship coming up next right here on CSN Chicago.